Well, here we are. We're inside the gym now. We're getting set. In about 40 minutes, they're going to be announcing the Olympic team that is going to be representing the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard. And to start off, we thought we'd interview some of the coaches, and certainly got to start out with the first one, and that's the head coach. So, Coach, give us your name and where you hail from. And
All right, my name is Will Wilson. I'm the program manager for Navy Wounded Warrior Adaptive Sports. This program came to be last year at the inaugural Warrior Games held at the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs. It's an incredible opportunity for young guys and gals that have been wounded either in duty-related injuries, combat, or even out in the civilian population. It gives them a chance to recuperate, to re-energize, and to reinvigorate themselves and get back into sports as a direction. For me personally, it enabled me to come alive again. And I think if you ask any one of these young men or women, they'd echo the same thing, because it gives them focus. But what more, it gives them hope.
you know what? And as I said to you, we were here in December when you had everybody out here, training, and we got that interview with you. So this is something sort of a passion for you now, isn't it?
Yes, sir. If you're not passionate about this, something's wrong with you. Anytime anyone has an opportunity to come and see these young men and women laying it on the line, overcoming the obstacles that they've had to do both physically and emotionally, and then come out and have an opportunity to actually live again, you can't help but be touched. For me personally, I've got the been there, done that t-shirt. I've lived the experience, so I know exactly what these kids are going through. Oftentimes it's difficult for them to relate to people on the outside, if you will. And unless you've been there and recuperated in that hospital bed and wondered what's outside the confines of this hospital room, you don't have that insight. This way they can actually look beyond that hospital and know that there's life.
Well, how many different sports is the team going to be competing in?
Well, there's a number of sports represented at Warrior Games. We have track and field, we have a number of swimming venues, we have cycling, shooting, wheelchair basketball, and seated volleyball.
Wow, okay. And you have most of the coaches here from that team today?
Yes, sir. We'll have most every sport represented here this afternoon, and that's something that we wanted to really stress when we started interviewing the coaches initially. The continuity of coaching is of utmost importance. It's like when you visit your doc. You want to make sure that he knows you or she knows you and you know them. Same way with a coach. You want them with a simple wink of the eye and nod of the head to tell you exactly what to do and when to turn it on.
Well, that's great. Will, I can't thank you enough for everything that you're doing, okay? And what we'd like to do is we'll start interviewing. We'd like to get each of the coaches from the sport to do an interview. And then as the guys come in here, we'll start doing it. Guys and gal. We do have that gal out there, and we saw her. And then what we'd like to do, we're going to handle at 3:30, I think you're going to be announcing the Olympic team.
It will absolutely be our honor.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
Okay, and we got all of the sports from Will and here we have one of the coaches, and this is from the wheelchair volleyball. And your name?
Actually, it's sitting volleyball. My name's
Elliot. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
My name's Elliot Blake. I'm from USA Volleyball. I work with the U.S. sitting volleyball program.
Where are you headquartered out of?
The U.S. sitting teams are based in Oklahoma at the University of Central Oklahoma. It is an Olympic and Paralympic training site.
Wow. And how did you get involved with the Wounded Warriors Olympic program?
Well, USA Volleyball is highly committed to helping the military get back active in sport. Sport is certainly a method of rehab for these guys to get back on their feet and be active again. For us, it's an opportunity to identify athletes and consider some of them for the national team, which is really what drives me out here, to get these guys playing and seeing if any of them might be eligible and have the desire to train for our national team.
So you're recruiting at the same time that you're helping these guys?
I am recruiting. We actually did look at one athlete in particular, and we have spoken with him about actually possibly trying out in the future. He has a little bit more to go in his rehab, but he has the one thing we always look for, which is the hardest to find, and that's height.
So I can ask you a little personal question, and you must have a counterpart who's doing this for the other military
Actually, I've been getting all the calls for all the military. In fact, I was called to do the Marines camp, which is going on right now at Pendleton, and I told them I had already committed to the Navy, so they lost out. But the Marines actually came and worked with us at our training site in October. I came here in December, worked with the Navy once before, and the Army was actually at our training site in January. The only ones I didn't get to work with are the Air Force, and they just haven't given me the call early enough.
Well, on behalf of everybody in the community, we certainly are glad that you're up here working with our young men and women from the Navy, and I wish you good luck in May.
Well, thank you. This is a real treat, and we certainly look forward to seeing these athletes excel on the court, not just in volleyball, but in all sports.
Well, here we are with the two basketball coaches, and I'd like to let them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Grant Moorhead.
And where are you located, Grant? Where are you coming up from?
We're out of San Diego.
And you, sir?
Dan Cashin.
And where are you where are you stationed, I should say?
I'm a volunteer coach. I'm not military.
Coach. Okay. And you with the background, do you play wheelchair basketball?
Yes, sir. I was injured about 5 years ago in a motorcycle accident. Never played basketball before, but got involved with the program, and I've been hooked ever since.
It really is something. We were here last December when the teams were training and first got started, and just to see the level of athleticism, shall we say, with all of the disabilities. How did you get involved with this program?
My daughter was born with a spinal cord injury when she was about 7. They told us to get her involved in sports, and we went, what's that mean? And we found the San Diego Adaptive Sports Foundation, and I've been involved with that for about 15 years, and I've been a coach for between 7 and 8. I coach his adult team and also a varsity level, high school level wheelchair basketball team.
Wow, so it has gotten down to where you do have competition at the high school level now?
Oh yeah, we've actually, my high school team made it to the national championships for 2 years running, and came in second both times. My adult team is ranked 9th in the nation out of about 79 teams around the country right now. So,
do you feel when you're playing that it gives you that competitive edge and there is no handicap? Is that correct?
Absolutely. I was a competitor before. I was racing my whole life, racing motorcycles. So I had that competitive itch, and there really isn't nothing for us. So second I got in this chair and I realized I could still move around and compete and be a player, and then I was happy. Life goes on.
So now the big question, how's the Navy team going to do in the Olympics?
We're going to win.
they're going to win. They're going to do good. We've got a good team. We've got good equipment thanks to the program they're running here, which is huge. Last year they were up against it with some borrowed equipment and that kind of thing. Now they've got chairs that work, and they're paying attention. They're learning the skills. I've been really impressed.
Well, Dynamite, we wish you and the team the best of luck.
All
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Well, here we are with the track and field coaches, and I'd like to let them introduce themselves, and the first one is to my left.
Hi, I'm Ramona Pago, and I'm from here at the Navy base in Ventura County.
Are you part of the Navy?
I'm the fitness manager here, BFit Wellness Center.
So that's right. You were at that when we did the opening of the Wounded Warriors training facility.
I wasn't here quite then, but
Okay.
yeah, that's where I work.
It was really nice. And then we have somebody who came from, I think, a long way away. And your name?
Terry Jordan.
And Terry, where do you hail from?
I'm from Penn State University.
And how did you get involved in this program?
About 11 years ago, I transitioned from being the head women's track coach at Penn State to working with Ability Athletics, which gives disability athletes an opportunity to participate just like other persons in sport.
How wonderful. Do you specialize in a certain sport, or is it all the sports on track and field?
I specialize in the throwing events, so that was my background, was as a thrower, so I've kind of transitioned using my able-bodied knowledge and working with the...
In December, when we covered the training here, that was the thing I walked away with most, was the equipment that was used for disabled people to do discus throw and...
Yeah, well, we've got chairs, and actually we just got in all this wonderful new equipment, so it's great. We were borrowing chairs and bikes and everything in December, and we have our own stuff now, so it's great. I think the athletes really appreciate it.
How wonderful. And do you specialize in any sport, or is it the overall sports?
Well, track and field.
I meant in track and field.
Well, we worked a lot with the throwers this week. Ramona was 4-time Olympian, so obviously she has a lot of knowledge in that. I actually had the privilege of being able to be one of the U.S. coaches when she was on one of the teams, but I also worked in Athens with our U.S. Paralympic team. So working with these wounded warriors that are just such inspirations to me, and seeing all the different ways that they have come and beyond and served our country in many other ways, and now serving here is just amazing and wonderful to be a part of all of them.
Well, on behalf of just another human being, I can't thank both of you for the amount of time and effort that you put in to try and help these guys and gals, okay? And
A wonderful experience.
we wish you the best of luck in anything we can do to try and help promote what you're doing. Please always depend on us.
Thank you. It's our privilege.
Well, hi, and now we're with the running coach. I should say running coach, but we have to adapt that, don't we?
We do. It's actually wheelchair track, so it's folks that have lower limb disabilities, someone who might use a wheelchair or an amputee per se, someone that actually has a lower limb disability that that doesn't run, but actually uses a wheelchair to race.
Wow, and let us, so that all our viewers know who you are.
All right.
And your name?
My name is John Zavada. I'm from Colorado Springs, a former Air Force guy, retired, and got into coaching about 15 years ago, adaptive sports and wheelchair track. So
It's been 15 years that specifically where you've been working with wheelchair track.
yes, 15 years. Started out with juniors as young as 6, and my oldest was 40-something.
So one quick question, and then we can talk a little bit more. So is the Navy team going to win?
Oh, the Navy team's definitely going to be.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. They got a great team this year. In fact, in a couple of minutes, we're going to do the selections, and the team's going to be announced. So I think we have a great team, men and women. So I think that we got a really good mix this year. A lot of competitive athletes here today.
Well, I can't wish you the best of luck, and thanks so much for what you're doing for our
thanks.
guys. Okay?
Very good. All right.
And we're here with the swim coach.
Yes.
And your name?
My name is Aaron Moffitt.
And Aaron, where do you hail from?
I'm a professor over at Cal State San Bernardino.
And how did you get involved with the Wounded Warrior program?
Well, I run in various different disability sport programs in my local community, so in San Bernardino area. And then they found my information about my programs on the internet and called me and asked if I could help out. So I said yes.
Wow. The experience, tell us, how many members of the team are going to be swimmers this year?
We're going to have about 10 of them. I think I forget what the actual numbers are. It's about 10 of them that are going to do it. We can swim the 100 freestyle, the 50 freestyle, and then the 50 back, and then also a relay.
Wow. Now, big question, Aaron. How's the team going to do?
The team's going to do fantastic. We got some really medal hopefuls. Absolutely. A couple of them in the spinal cord injuries. We have a couple of lower leg impairments, above arm impairments, and then we should also have hopefully a gold medalist in our open category also, which would be fantastic.
Well, go Navy, and
Go Navy.
we're there. And I can't thank you on behalf of everybody for the assistance that you give to these warriors.
Absolutely.
How do you have you done coaching and swimming other than through the
Navy team?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm actually also help out with USA's Disabled Swimming, and then I have a disabled swim team back at my school also. So I do a lot of disability swim stuff.
I want to thank you on behalf
Well,
of
hey,
a
thank
lot
you.
of people. Okay?
Thank you for coming out, and thanks for helping us spread the word.
Well, they tell me they saved the best coach for last. So you are the archery coach, they're telling me?
Yeah, my name's Jeff Fabry from Tulare, California, and I'm the archery coach here, along with my co-coach, Russell Wolf, who's a little shy, so he didn't want to come over here.
Yeah, he was telling us beforehand.
Yeah, so, yeah, Yeah, I've been on the para team, competed in 04 and 08 in Beijing and Athens, bronze medal at both events, and currently ranked #1 in the world.
And how did you get involved with starting to teach this to the Wounded Warriors?
Basically, it was, I've got a passion for my sport. Got a lot of guys coming back that need something. Hey, if you want to try archery, I'm right there. I'm gonna throw a bow in your hand. You're gonna start shooting some arrows.
And I have to believe that your success yourself is sort of an incentive to the rest of your team?
Yeah, that's what they say. So I don't take what I've done and shine it on no one. I'm looking at what they've got. I'm going to develop a shooter out of them, and I'm going to push them, and they're going to go as far as they want to go, and hopefully that's always to the top.
Well, like I've asked all the other coaches, so share with me, how's the Navy team going to do this year?
Oh, that's without a doubt unquestionable. They're going to rock.
Okay. Hey, I want to wish you the best of luck,
Thank you.
okay? And thanks so much for what you're doing for the other
Not a
guys,
problem.
okay? Well, we're pretty close to getting the announcements of the team, and all of our interviews wouldn't be anything if we didn't have the information director for the team. So,
well, thank you.
Give us a little bit. Your name?
I am Zona Lewis. I am the Strategic Communications Analyst for Navy Safe Harbor.
And you're headquartered out of?
We're in the lovely Navy Annex, which is just north of the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia.
And we've seen you out here a couple of times now, and today probably is one of the neatest experiences I've had. We see all the coaches, all the players, just looking and waiting for the announcement.
This is what we've been working for from our last 2 sport camps here at Port Hueneme. This is it. We're going to announce our team in just a few minutes.
Oh, and we're so happy to be here with you. I think you understand that. And just hopefully we're trying to arrange that we're going to come up with the Navy and do the things in Colorado Springs in May.
Our sport coverage just wouldn't be the same without you guys there.
Oh, thank you so much, and we thank you for coming on camera with us. And
thank you, and thank you for supporting our Wounded Warriors.
And like I asked all the other coaches, so how's the Navy team going to do this year?
The Navy team's going to rock it this year.
Go Navy.
Go Navy, Coast Guard.
And Coast Guard.
Thank you.
And we're just about ready to announce the selection of the Olympic team that will be representing the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard. And we thought we'd have some final words from Captain McHugh.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, Captain,
this is
what this is about, and to be able for us to help get it across to as many people as possible. It's one of the most, words can't describe how I feel when I leave here.
Well, this is just a wonderful event to be able to host this at Naval Base Ventura County and be the home of these heroes, and they really are the heroes to everyone, overcoming their challenges they have in life. But as I told them when I talked to them on Friday when I first got here, I said it's not about the disabilities, it's about their abilities, the abilities that they are achieving in the basketball and the volleyball, the swimming, the running. It's just great, and they got a great set of coaches here, and my team from the MWR have dedicated so much time and effort to make sure that this training camp has been worthwhile for them, and they've really come out and done a great job.
Yeah, and I think as we have chatted with many of the athletes, we see it's even catching on as the U.S. Volleyball Association, basketball, and today we even saw the U.S. Tennis Association out
That's
there.
right. A lot of sponsors here really focusing and realizing, hey, this is an important thing. So providing them the specially instruction that they need to hopefully bring back some gold in May at the Colorado Springs.
Okay, that's what all the others, so that was my final question that I was going to do. So, in all honesty, how's the Navy team going to do up there?
I think, hey, they're going to do a lot better than they did last year. And last year they did pretty good, and they didn't have this much organization. So now they're organized. They've been working together as a team. I think they'll come back with some good hard work.
And I could leave you with one thing. Most of the coaches, the things that they've got and expressed was their appreciation for all of the new equipment that they're starting to get for these athletes.
It is. It's great, and the safe harbor, and they're getting the money that they need to get this equipment, and we'll see how the budget affects this, but we're doing what we can with this stuff, and this is, we didn't have all this equipment the last time they were here, and most of it has obviously all come in now, so it's great. It really is.
It's really wonderful, and
good.
We look forward to next year talking to champions who are trying to repeat.
Great, thank you.
Our pleasure.
This has been a tremendous week, guys and gals. It's been a tremendous undertaking for you, the athlete, for your respective families to take the time out of their busy schedule to come out here and be with us in the beautiful Southern California weather. It may not have started out that way this week, but it sure ended up that way. We're truly blessed to have everyone here together, both staff, athlete, and the families that are so vitally important for all of our individual recoveries. Nobody does this alone, and without a support system, we'd still be struggling along the way. I continue to stress to you guys that this program is much bigger than any one of us individually. We are setting the benchmark, and we are proving to those young men and women that are newly reporting to Landstuhl, to Bethesda, Brooke Army Medical, and Walter Reed that there's life beyond the confines of that hospital room, and that's huge. We all remember being there and how difficult it is to realize that one day you're going to get out and you're going to have to start over and establish that new normal. It's a tough thing, but we can all do it, and we are living proof. And I applaud each and every one of you for having the intestinal fortitude and the courage to come as far as you have. It's just a tremendous opportunity that we have in front of us. And we have to make sure that from this point forward, we conduct ourselves as ambassadors, not only for the United States Navy, the United States Coast Guard, but for the wounded warrior population. Because you are now the face and the name of Wounded Warriors. And you guys have conducted yourself in a tremendously professional fashion. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Without further ado, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you the commanding officer of Naval Base Ventura County, Captain James McHugh.
Well, good afternoon. How y'all feeling? Great. All right. Well, I'll tell you, it's true, as I said on Friday, it's truly an honor to have you all here. And throughout the days, Fred has been giving me updates on what you all have been doing and different events and the training you've been going through. And I know that you've had some hard training, but you know the coaches wouldn't be doing their job if it wasn't going to be hard. And I just hope that you've really had a great time the time you've been here. I know that my team, and I think you've seen that my team has dedicated a lot of time and effort in making sure that we have a great training camp for you all. And I think that Fred Morgan and his folks have really done a great job. What do you all think? As I said on Friday, I've been out in town. Whenever I go to things, I talk about upcoming things at the base. And I've always mentioned about the Wounded Warrior Training Camp we have here, and that you all truly are an inspiration to all of us. And I want to thank you for your dedication, your hard work, and you're going to go out there, represent the Navy and Coast Guard team in a wonderful manner over there in Colorado Springs. So I expect great things from you, and I know we'll get it. So keep up the hard work. In this time when there's a break, when you're not with the team, keep up your training, keep up that dedication, because you can overcome any kind of challenge you have in front of you. I know it. So thanks a lot for all the hard work, and I look forward to bringing back some hardware there in May. So thanks a lot. Have a great time.
Thanks, Skipper, very much. We appreciate the kind words. Now, as a quick follow-on to that, we all have a boss, and that includes me. And I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the dedication and hard work of the next gentleman that I am about to introduce, my commanding officer, Captain Bernie Carter.
How about our Wounded Warriors? All right. Yeah.
to be here, be a part of this event prior to leading up to the Wounded Warrior Games in May, the 16th to the 21st. Just to actually come out here and see you guys go through the paces of your events, the hard work that's involved with that, the dedication you're putting forward, understanding that the injuries you sustained, but you still persevere. I tell you what, my hat's off to you. Let's give a big round for each other. I want to thank some people. I want to thank the wonderful staff at the Naval Base Ventura County, particularly Mr. Fred Morgan over here. Fred's been impeccable in making sure that we're aligned and coordinated with events and venues all across the base, so without his help we couldn't have done that. I also want to take our tremendous coaching staff. I want to start with Dr. Aaron Moffitt, who's our swim coach, sitting volleyball coach, Mr. Elliot Blake. Also want to thank our wheelchair basketball coach, Grant Moorhead, and our track and field coaches, Ramona Pagel, Robert Wright, Terry Jordan, and John Zavada. Archery coaches, Jeff Fabry and Russell Wolf, and USOC coaches, Kalis Quinn and Steve Cowles. Thank you all, guys, for your hard work. Thank you to the Safe Harbor staff. I mean, geez, these guys, I took over in the latter part just before Thanksgiving, and they already had me going on the planning for this, and we did one planning event session back in December, and they were already into planning for the second Safe Harbor preparatory game for the Warrior Games in May back then, and we've now come to conclusion on it now. So I want to thank Mr. Will Wilson and Mr. Dave Pennington, who lead this effort. Some other members of my staff, Lieutenant J.G. Megan Haydell, who taught me words like Megan's new to the staff, came on board I think back in the fall prior to I'm coming. She's one of the youngest members of the staff. She kind of keeps me up to date on all the new jargon and keeping that gap between the old and the young. So if you guys know what the terms like hot mess mean or jonesing, I know what those mean too now. So thank you to Megan. I also want to thank you to Mr. Marty Martinez. Yeah. Mrs. Ona Lewis. And one of our newest communication people, Miss Patty Babb. And the lady that keeps me focused and on the go, Miss Marissa Larson. I also want to thank you to all the caregivers. I mean, without you accompanying your Warrior athletes, a lot of them wouldn't be here today. So you do a tremendous job. And I mean, it's never done. It's 100% all the time, and you're always on the go. A loud shout out and thank you to you guys. Wonderful job. I'm so proud of each and every one of you athletes. I can't tell you, in addition to athletic skill, you personify perseverance and dedication. I am certain that your team will make a significant mark at the Sectional Warrior Games in May. This weekend, I've seen all the hard work you guys have put together. And believe me, it's going to pay off come Warrior Game times in May. So you just keep with it, keep chugging, keep plugging, and I tell you what, we're going to be victorious. Thank you.
All right, team, at this point, we're going to announce the team for 2011. Basically, we are going to alphabetically go down the list and name the sport that you're going to compete in based on your trials. The selection for these categories and events were made by the coaches. They did a great job, and they just basically sifted what your interests were and what your best skill level was. And when we needed to make the tough calls, it was the coaches that did that work. If Marissa could hand the first shirt to Coach Will, What we have here is a shirt that's special to this team. No one else is going to wear it except you if your name's called. This shirt basically says Warrior Games 2011, Team Navy Coast Guard. This shirt was donated to us by the Navy Safe Harbor Foundation. So you see their name proudly displayed on the sleeve, on the right sleeve. It's a nice Nike polo shirt. They sponsor the Warrior Games, so we had to buy a Nike shirt, and we're kind of glad we did. But I'd like you to wear that at the games, bring it with you, and when you're courtside watching your shipmates compete, a lot of us will be wearing that proudly because this is Team Navy Coast Guard. Yeah. I'd like to give a little running order here as we go through. When you come up, we're going to take a photo of you with Coach Will and with Captain Carter, and then I'd like you to come over my way because I want to shake your mug as well, okay? And then just follow Anderson because he's going to work around and we're going to form a half moon around this setup of equipment that we have, okay? All right, without further ado, we're going to start the introductions, official announcement of Team Navy Coast Guard Warrior Games 2011. Angelo Anderson, track field, swimming, basketball. All right. Good job. Welcome aboard, shipmate. God bless you, man. You're going to be a great addition to the team. This may take a while, but that's okay. We're going to celebrate the moment, okay? Mikey Bell, a returning veteran from last year's game, cycle, track and field. Welcome aboard, Mike. Once again, buddy. Way to go, buddy. You're in, okay? God bless. If you want to cycle, okay, Judy Boyce, archery, volleyball. Good job. Okay, Jim Castaneda, cycling, volleyball. Good job, Jim. You're the man. John Cummings, shooting, track and field, volleyball. Good job. Congratulations, JC. Yep. Bubblehead Mike Dayton, archery, track field, volleyball. Congratulations, Mike. Thank you. Nate DeWall, cycling, track field, basketball.
Good job, shipmate. How do you want to do this?
Got that?
All right.
This say that hugs are therapeutic, so they started something up here. Yeah, exactly. All right, John Edmondson, swimming, track field, volleyball. Well done. Good. Joe Frank, swimming, shooting, volleyball, and basketball. Rodolfo Garcia, archery, basketball. Well done, shipmate. Oswald Gould, track and field. Come on up, Oswald. Well done, Oswald. Y'all may just have to type it up if it works or not. Okay, make it work. Aaron Heldreth, swimming, track and field, basketball. Way to go, Aaron. Welcome aboard. Get time up there. God bless. Andrew Johnson, track and field, cycling. Good job, Andrew. You're gonna kick some butt out there. I can see it coming. Selemani Johnson, track and field, swimming. Good job, buddy. Good job, Monty. Welcome aboard, shipmate. God bless you. Sancho Johnson, track and field, cycling. Proud of you, buddy. All right. Yep. Congratulations, Sancho. Thank you, sir. A lot of fun. Well done. Mikey Johnston, swimming, track and field. For the record, that's Mike Johnson. Let's hear it for Mikey. Sonny Lemarande, shooting volleyball. Good job, Sonny. Great. Good job. Steve Lipscomb, cycling, basketball. Doug McCarron,
one more sprint, it'll work. Just a little more, it'll work. We're going to have a good, you got that 6 minutes.
Okay, Max Roan, cycling, volleyball, and basketball. Woo!
Great job, Max. You're with us this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Good job.
Justin Rose, shooting, track and field, volleyball.
Good job, Justin. Way to go. You're the man.
Anna Sarver, track and field, cycling.
Good job, Anna. Welcome to the team. Welcome. Inspired.
Chris Schunk, cycling.
Good job, Chris.
Last but certainly not least, Gerald Williams, track and field, archery, volleyball.
Good job, Jake. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you, buddy.
Not represented in our team today, either have participated in other camps across the country, and some are even involved in other camps now, are the following personnel, again, that will be part of the team. And I'm just going to go down the list here. Jake Emmett will be competing in swimming and volleyball. Dan Hathorn will be competing in swimming and basketball. Pete Johns will be competing in archery and shooting. Going down the list, thank you for your patience. Steve Peace will be competing in swimming, and Andre Shelby will be competing in archery and track and field. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Team 2000 Warrior Games 2011 Navy Coast Guard. Over to Coach Will, because a lot of these athletes have been working hard and competing for the 3 spots we have for the Ultimate Warrior competition. After Will makes this announcement, team, I'd like to ask that all of you go back into the locker room real quick and put those polo shirts on and come back out for a team photo, okay? But right now, without any further ado, as Will said, we're going to let Coach Will announce our Ultimate Warrior athletes this year.
Ultimate Warrior is a unique and challenging competition, much like the Olympic decathlon, encompassing swimming, cycling, track and field, and shooting. These are our all-around athletes that are vying for gold. Not only are they vying for gold, they're vying to represent Team Navy Coast Guard as defending Ultimate Warrior champions.
So, without further ado, John Edmonston. Mr. Joe Frank. Let's hear it from Mikey Bell. Mikey Johnston. Ladies and gentlemen, Warrior Games 2011, Navy Coast Guard. All right.